given this opportunity to engage with two of my favorite startup people. These people have had a long journey of entrepreneurship, and they have built very successful businesses where they are right now. And I'm hoping that through this, we will be able to engage with and understand what are the challenges that startup journeys throw at each of us. So, without further ado, let me give you a brief overview. Of course, people know about Khadim Batti. Khadim has been, he's an alumnus of this institute, incidentally, he just mentioned to me. And he has been building Whatfix for about 14 years. For people of Headstart and people who have been engaging with Headstart for a while, Khadim did deliver his first pitch of Whatfix, the first demo at a Headstart event. Was it Startup Saturday?
Yes, it was Startup Saturday in 2014.
2014. That's so cool. So, what we are looking to do here, and Khadim, I'll start with you first. I want to understand where you come from, and because I'm sure a lot of people who are outside Bangalore, for example, want to know what do average people start up. Do they have any wings when they become like a unicorn, or even more? Unicorn is no benchmark per se, but do they become? What do they need to do to be able to start up? So where do you start? Where did you? What is your origin? How did you come here? And how did you arrive at this idea of Whatfix?
So thanks for inviting me. And so it's really nostalgic to be in IIITV. That's where I did my postgrad. And as well as he mentioned, when we started with Whatfix, my first pitch was at Headstart, because every startup founder looks to sell their story, their startup somewhere, right? So thanks for giving that opportunity and helping us in the journey. I was born and brought up in Mumbai. Did my engineering there. I came to Bangalore for my postgrad. That's IIIT. Worked for Huawei Telecom for 10 years. Met my co-founder there. Came out and started a different this company, but a different product. Right. So we wanted to, in 2011-12 timeframe, most of the small businesses wanted to get online. So we thought we'll solve that problem of helping them to market online, basically SEO, SEM, social media, and all. So that's the product we started with. Lots of struggle there. First 3 years, things didn't take off. Whatfix came out as a byproduct. So while trying to handhold our customers, we came up with this concept of Whatfix, where we can help them guide and solve their problem and make our product self-served. The rest is history. Whatfix, then we pitched at Headstart. We got some traction initially, went to incubator, ended up raising so far $140 million from SoftBank, Sequoia, Cisco Investments, and several other investors. Even though we started from Bangalore, India, today 73% of our revenue comes from US market, 18% comes from UK and Germany, and around 4 to 5% from Australia. So we are really focused on 3 to 4 geography. One of the primary reason is like a new category which we are into. It's the early adopters generally into US and those markets. So very early on, we started focusing internationally. India is 2% market. Now we started expanding our India team as well. Over this journey, as I was mentioning, I raised a lot of money. Also did a lot of pivots, starting from my search enabler first product to Whatfix, within Whatfix, getting from small businesses to enterprise. So today we have 600 customers globally, 75 of Fortune 500, and more than 250 large enterprise customers. So that's been the journey.
How do you remember all this?
Yeah, that's my job.
Sorry, I'm pulling your leg. Prashant, coming to you. So tell us about the origins of EaseMyTrip. I know you started as a travel agency. Would love to hear. Please tell everyone. Did it happen in Delhi or was it outside Delhi?
I was in Delhi.
Okay.
Yeah, guys. So come from a very humble background. Me and my brothers, we started a regular travel agency called as Blume Travel Agency. Mom and pop travel agency. Nothing fancy about it. But while running the travel agency, we realized that there are a lot of pain points which travel agent goes through and which could be sorted via technology. So that's how EaseMyTrip actually came to life in year 2008. It's been 14 years. Of course, we did try to raise some money, but I think VCs were right to not give us money. In year 2008, 9, 10, I must have met about 7, 8 VCs, and those were the only ones which existed at that time. But then, yeah, everybody was like, hey guys, you are too late. Make my trip, clear trip, Yatra, Exigo, Epigo, everybody exists. So there's no point. And everybody had taken their bets, right? So yeah, we still continued nevertheless because we knew that we were solving a different brain problem at that time. But we also knew that the time is limited. The B2B ticketing will eventually stop, so we'll have to make a pivot to B2C one day. And now almost 95 to 97% of our business is consumer business. We are the second largest travel portal. Never raised any money in the process. Grew profitably all this while. Basically, I think more than any.
Probably the only profitable OTA in India.
That's correct. We have been in the industry where all our competitors have always been bleeding, while we have never ever taken a quarter of a loss. Forget about year, even a quarter of a loss. And put together, we have only put in 15 lakh rupees in the company. 15 lakh rupees is the only money which we have ever put in the company. So
don't tell us your net worth, but I'm sure it's a lot.
Yeah, that's another topic altogether. But yeah, so more than anything else, I gotta be very honest. We have spent 14 years in insecurity. Knowing that your competitors have raised $50 million, $100 million, they're raising and it's never ending, right? And every time we would hear a fundraising news, we would know कि अगले एक महीने चूल्हा नहीं जलने वाला है. We understood that because they would go on discounting spree. I remember this year 2013. Somebody raised $120 million. Right now we are doing about 40,000 tickets a day. That time we were doing about 1,200 tickets a day. And, after a month of decimating us and spending that money on discounts, we were barely doing 40, 50 tickets a day after a month. From 1,200, 1,300 tickets a day. Amazing. To 40, 50 tickets a day. और उतने तो मेरे relatives ही हैं. That's उतने तो मेरे relatives ही थे मुझे लगता है जो बचे थे बाकी सब तो चले गए थे. So yeah, I mean we've lived this cycle over and over and over and over again. But the fundamentals of EaseMyTrip did not change. The fundamentals were that this is a service industry, and if you can provide world-class service to consumer at a great price, consistent great price, by not charging convenience fees, eventually you will overcome every time. That's
great insight. So both of you, what are the during the startup journey, what are the deepest signs of incidents of failure, troubles that you remember? And while you will recount them, what I want you to focus on is what were your abilities or your values or your learnings or characteristics which allowed you to sail through better now that you look back at them, and maybe those are inspirations for everyone else here. You go first, please.
Okay, I think in the startup journey there are more failures than successes actually. Right, I can keep counting on them, but the few ones actually which were near startup death moments, I would say was as I was mentioning earlier, we started with a different product, right? We would have knocked every door of venture capitalists to raise funds. Maybe we were not lucky enough to bootstrap at that point. We didn't want it to.
We missed you too.
Yeah. So, like first 3 years, we kind of bootstrapped, and I almost ran out of my savings. And I remember talking to my co-founder, saying, "Okay, I've ran out of all the money. I don't know how we're going to survive." So initial plan was just to survive for a year and raise some money or get some traction and all. He also said, "I just have 6 months more money. If things don't work out, we'll shut down." And luckily we got our first check within few months of that. I'll come back to that learnings part actually. The second moment I would say is Whatfix initial days, first for 1.5 years worked out well. We got several SMB customers. For a year and a half, things were looking fine, and we realized, initially we thought we have a product market fit, but then after a year we realized there was a lot of churn, and actually the product market fit was not there. Because it was a nice to have for that a small business segment, and we had to go to a larger segment actually. And when I spoke around the ecosystem to VCs and a lot of advisors and all, everybody told us, this was in time frame of 2015-16, saying, if you want to cater to enterprises, India mein nobody buys software enterprise at that time, 2014-15. So you have to look internationally. You have to look US, and to sell in US, you have to be in US. You cannot do it from India. So this was in 2015. Just remember the context. So if you want to sell globally, it has to be small business. Now, small business was not working. So we didn't have any choice. And we didn't have enough.
There was no playbook back then.
No playbook.
To do
Yes.
large enterprises.
So the successful companies, SaaS at that point in India, were selling SMBs globally.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yes.
The companies which did as enterprise were in US.
Yes.
Right? They had to relocate.
Had to be relocated.
And for that you need money.
Correct.
Even hiring a sales rep in US would be like a couple of $100,000, and we didn't have cash. So only choice for us was to we'll do enterprise sales sitting out of Bangalore.
Amazing.
It worked.
It worked.
It worked. There was no historically proof points. Everybody said it will not going to work. We started selling $10,000 price point.
Sure.
People say, okay, it works till $10,000. When you go to $25,000, you'll have to be in US. We sold $25,000. It worked. They said, no, you can't do $100,000. We did $100,000 ticket size from India, and we are now doing $500,000 sales from India to Fortune 500 globally.
That is so cool, everyone. Please give a round
Right?
of applause.
So it works, right?
I
So
have not heard this before.
right. So some of this, there are many such moments actually we went through.
What allows you to do this, Khadim?
See, sometimes you have to be pushed to the wall, right? You don't have a choice,
Yes.
right? So first,
Which entrepreneurs get pushed all the time.
yeah. So don't give yourself plan B sometimes. Right? That helps, right?
Don't
So you give yourself plan B, right? So
don't give yourself plan B. This has to be done.
yeah. So you figure out exactly like what segment this product works, and then go for it actually. So in the first case also, it was a lot more perseverance, like and keep on learning, keep on iterating. Validate as much as possible, go to market, keep learning. I think those perseverance, iterations, learning along, and not believing that if it's not done earlier, cannot be done now, right? So every 3-4 years, the patterns changes, the new things emerge. I think that really helped us actually, and it's still helping us. We keep iterating, we keep learning new things every day.
This is so cool. Thank you. Please, startup founders, make a note. Prashant, you already touched about a little bit, but would love to hear what is the central emotion of all this journey?
Yeah, man. So a lot of near-death experiences all throughout 14 years, and thanks to being in an industry which is cutthroat, extremely challenging. Few ones, one I've already shared. One actually, it wasn't a near-death experience, but it was a huge, drastic call which we had to take during pandemic times. As soon as lockdown was enacted upon, the entire business is gone, right?
Absolutely. Must have been very, very hard.
Yeah. So, Modi ji aaya TV pe, bola, kuch band. So this was on 21st of March 2020, right? Now, we realized, we actually called one of the airlines guys, okay? And they were like, let's not talk about refund, let's not talk about refund. That's all they said, and they hung up the phone.
Yeah.
So we understood that they are probably getting calls from a lot of OTAs as a pressure to give refunds. And then we also understood that our call volumes spiked up dramatically, where everybody wanted refund, and airlines are not willing to give refund at that moment. So at EaseMyTrip, हमारी जो 14 साल की जमा पूंजी थी, कुछ अराउंड 200-250 करोड़ का प्रॉफिट बन चुका था हमारा तब तक, वो कंपनी में पड़ा हुआ था. Around 27th of March, we took a call कि हम ये सारा का सारा पैसा कस्टमर को रिफंड में दे देंगे, चाहे एयरलाइन से पैसा बाद में है चाहे नहीं.
What, really?
We kept only about 10 odd crores in our bank
account. Who does that?
We took the complete opposite way. उस टाइम लोग होल्ड कर रहे हैं, right? सब जहां से निकल जाए ले आओ, जहां से निकल जाए ले आओ. Our thought process was, अगर दुनिया मर गई तो क्या करोगे इस पैसे का? नहीं मरी तो आ जाएगा वापस, एयरलाइंस दे देगी. So
this is outstanding.
We gave money to people, almost about 250 odd crores we gave people as refund even before we got money from the airline.
Airlines were within their right, possibly according to contract, to not give refund in these cases.
Yes. There was nothing wrong. But I'll tell you what happened. We were the third largest till that time. And as soon as lockdown opened up, we became second largest right there. Just because of this move. What had happened was that, and to be honest, we knew that there might be some benefit which will come out of it, but we did not know the massive tailwinds we will get. What happened was that people were tagging our competitors on social media and saying, मेरे दोस्त को तो इस बार से पैसा मिल गया, आप कहाँ थे? जबकि मेरे competitors की गलती थी नहीं, ये उनकी गलती नहीं थी. So us doing this proactively worked tremendously in our favor. As soon as lockdown was removed, we, in fact, as I was saying, that we never saw loss even in quarter. Even in COVID wave 1 quarter, which is April, May, June of 2020, 2 महीने धंधा नहीं था. April, June नहीं था. April, May नहीं था. जून में जितना धंधा है उतने से ही हम प्रॉफिटेबल हो गए थे उस क्वार्टर. So this was
Legends are built here.
This strategy worked out for us. In the hindsight, it could have gone wrong. Had any airline gone bankrupt, we would have lost money. But
So
thankfully,
what
nobody.
worked for you? What was the value that really worked in this particular case?
So basically, the money which we gave to the
Yes.
consumers, we got all of that back
That's right.
whenever travel started again.
Absolutely.
Because we didn't have to give money to the airlines, right?
That's right.
That's
Yeah,
the
they
money
already
which
had
they,
your- yeah,
they
correct.
already had the money.
That's right.
So all in all, we lost like 3-4 months of interest on
That's
that amount
all.
of money. That's all we got.
Super. Amazing story. Thank you, guys. I want to touch about two things. One is the support system. The support system, Prashant, going to you first. You started with your brother, so it was much harder because everyone is doing the same thing. If you go down, all three of you go down, there's less support available from the family. What really worked in this particular case? What is the advice you will give to the entrepreneurs about support system? And were you part of any of the entrepreneurial communities like Headstart? And if you were, what did you get from that?
Oh man, gotta be guilty over here. Haven't been much part of the ecosystem. काम से time नहीं मिलता था यार. Being bootstrapped, we were the marketers, we were the quality people, we were the product managers. We couldn't afford people right from outside. So सारा काम खुद ही करें. तीनों भाई सारा काम खुद ही लगे हुए करें. Starting 2013-14 onwards, we kind of, in fact, there's an interesting story around that, which is basically trusting our own people. So till year 2013-14, finance, marketing, HR, product, quality, everything is done by three of us. Pretty much everything. And then we started feeling a little bit, कि यार अब बहुत कुछ हो गया, we need to hire. And now when you go to hire, it's like 2 lakh rupees a month, 3 lakh rupees a month that you can't afford. We don't have that much money in the bank. We were barely breaking even every year for the first 6 years. So this is what we did. We actually trusted our call center employees. We picked top 30-40 call center employees and we trained them
To be developers.
Some of them are developers. Yes.
Wow, really?
Yes. Our VP Tech comes from our call center department.
What are you saying?
I'll introduce you them. In fact, our VP Operations, you're not gonna believe, वो हमारे यहाँ आके अखबार फेंक के जाता है. हमारे यहाँ जो
Wow.
VP Operations, वो हमारे यहाँ अखबार रख के गया है. हमने बहुत ट्रस्ट किया अपने एम्प्लॉयज के ऊपर एंड व्हेन यू ट्रस्ट देम दे पे यू बैक इन कंपाउंडिंग फैशन. आप ये जो हमारे 50-60 एम्प्लॉयज हैं who come from very like a blue class, salaried person, now they become white collar. You cannot buy their loyalties. Nobody can buy their loyalties. They understand that the reason why they are what they are today, वो बाइक वाले से गाड़ी वाले बने हैं, they're home owners now. It's because we identified something in them, and to their credit, they deserved it. And those are the people who are emulating founders in various departments all across EaseMyTrip. And I would almost give 100% credit of us being profitable to just this sheer fact.
So cool. Thank you. Khadim, support system and community.
Yeah, Headstart is definitely very instrumental, as I was mentioning. Like we started with Headstart, we participated, we pitched our first, and I met one of the founders.
I want to talk about specific thing. There are people who love to meet other founders. There's a lot of founder to founder relationships. Talk about that also.
For sure. So apart from Headstart, actually, which would help us in network, I also participated in GSF incubator, right? So we're working with a cohorts of 12 founders that really help. And actually, happy to say, like among that cohort of 12 startups, founders of 2 startups are now with Whatfix.
Wow.
Right? Some other stories as well, like one of the startups in 2016 timeframe, I went to sell them in Bangalore, Whatfix. It was out of 6 founders in that company, it was a 6-founded company. They scaled the company to 3 million ARR, but after that they got plateaued. 3 of them have joined us. So we built relation. Of course, they didn't buy Whatfix, but we built solid relationship. And the most important, actually, see, what I would like to say is coming about from founders networks If you see every individual, right? So they know some stuff, that's 10-15%. They don't know some stuff, but I can Google about it, I can read about it. And both this accumulates like around 20-25% of the, and then you're left with the Pac-Man, right? Those are the stuff you don't know that you don't know. These are the blind spots. And that's where most of the time we spend in creating mistakes. We learn the hard way. If we can reduce these blind spots, I think things can accelerate really fast. And how do we do that? The best way is to actually network with the people, work with those people who have muscle memory, who have been there, done that before. Not necessarily you might have to hire always. So we started working with the founders, taking help of the founders who were a couple of steps ahead of us. Like I got Girish Freshworks as one of my angel investors, Anish from Capillary, several few folks from US as well. They really helped us. I used to brainstorm with them every quarter and figure out like what some mistakes I can avoid. Even if I can avoid one mistake a year, it helps, right? And I have started encouraging my my leadership in the company till like from CROs or VPs and SVPs and even till director level, because everybody has those blind spots. They are smart, but they don't have exposure, right? So instead of just going and hiring from the market, these guys have shown the potential. Why not give them a chance? So I suggest them have a coffee with people who have been there, done that. Have those advisors. We have a budget for those advisors for every leaders across the year. So not only founders, the leaders with other founders who can help and join you because they are really smart people, and the founders who've been there. That so the whole ecosystem, the whole network actually really have helped us.
Thank you, guys. Let us open it for the audience.
Yes.
Yes.
Hey Prashant, hey Khadim. I'm 20 years old. I started my first company when I was 15. So I learned how to bootstrap and make things profitable. But the problem when what a person faces is if the product is not that of 0 to 1 factor, like we have not invented something new and we are bootstrapping there. So the problem is to scale faster. How did you guys come up with it? Like, how did you scale up faster comparatively than the market players were? And you still are really successful. And how did you do that?
Yeah. So I would approach this differently, yeah. And to be honest, there is no right or wrong. There are multiple ways to find a final solution. Paths could be different. I could only tell you where we went and the path we chose. हमने तो generally उल्टा किया है यार. If my competitors are going on discounting spree, we would reduce our discount. हम discount ही करा रहे हैं. That did two things. Put pressure on competitor क्यों मैं फालतू में पैसा बर्बाद करूं? Number one. Number two, so the deal hunters will always hunt the deal for even 10 rupees. As simple as that. So there are two kinds of people. The ones who really understand EaseMyTrip over a long term will give you value back. We are known because we don't charge convenience fees. So they understand that there's no point in hunting for discount coupons. I am a frequent flyer. I value my time. I don't just want to pay convenience fees and be done with that. So for us, we have always taken the opposite approach of what our competitors are doing. Instead of playing the war game, we have taken an approach where we are okay to not to grow, but we understand that the businesses are done only and only for two reasons. One, to serve your customer very well, and second, to do it profitably. Because profit is the only way by which you will leave a legacy behind. The funding cycle eventually will end, right? And should end for everyone. Funding is a great tool. It's a good teething problem to solve, right? So we understand this, and on the basis of this, we have always taken a call to be patient and to continue to do the right thing. Over the period of time, market will realize and market will come back to you. For us, we have never shown that urgency to grab the market. We are growing in US, UK, and Dubai right now as we speak. We are taking our brand international, and over there as well. Since we are a public listed company, I have to give disclosures. And to the market, my saying is that I'm only sowing the right seeds. I'm not saying that we will grow exponentially in these markets. We are sowing the right seeds profitably for it to grow over a period of decade. This is what we are saying. So my approach always has been be patient, and patience pays you so well. Okay, in fact, I could even give you a corollary on this. From year 2011 till 2015, EaseMyTrip grew year on year basis. CAGR growth was only 15%. which as a VC funded company probably would not respect a lot. 15% in a very small, with a very small base is not a lot of growth. But from 2015 till 2020, we have not seen a year where we did not grow by 75% CAGR%. We have never seen a year. We have always grown by more than 7. Now, you may ask me what happened in 2015. The answer is there is so much more than maths in this life. There is literally, you have to wait for your right time to come. There is so much. One thing which probably would have happened is the funding cycle also got a little bit right. Travel company started getting a little bit lesser amount of funding. That definitely did happen. The second thing which have happened is customer usually wants to try you twice before they make up their mind. They usually want to try you twice before they start telling, because when they're telling others about you, they're also putting their reputation at stake. It's not that one thing is negativity can be spread like this, one small mistake and then you're all over. I would be happy to talk about my negative experience with my friends on a go, but positive experience, I need to be sure, doubly sure to be able to do that. I think that's what it is. It takes time to get there.
I just want to add a thing. Since you mentioned about 0 to 1, so I'll tell you about 0 to 10 as well, actually, right? I'm from the B2B perspective. I think he shared a lot from the other one. See, if you're competing with in the market with a lot of other players, and if you want to grow and scale fast and make a large company, you need to innovate for sure. There has to be differentiators. One mistake which many of us do is we try to get too broad. There's a player A, there's a player B, there's a player C. I will try to do ABC. Right? There are guys who are going deep into one. How can you do all three? And that cannot be differentiator. So narrow down as much as possible. The more you narrow, the deeper you will go. The deeper you will go, the more differentiator innovation you will identify. Live example is Whatfix. There were 3 major use cases or 3 different areas we could have targeted, which our competitors or some other guys were trying to do. We said we couldn't fight battles on all the front. We selected one. It's okay. The other 2, we lose customers, that's fine. We really went there and we built such a huge differentiators. Today, large customers of those competitors are switching to us. So that specialization, going deep, is very, very crucial.
Hi, sir. So my question is what problem should founder focus upon the most? Out of your total 100% of your time, wherein do you guys invest your time most upon? As in, is it your recruitments, training, operations?
It changes with period. So if your early stage will be different and later stage, both of them are mature, would be very different. So you want to ask the early stages only?
Yes. As a
one thing doesn't change. Building team. Right? So you're as good as your team, actually. So this is again mistake. Not only founders, but the leaders, next level VPs, SVPs, they also do this mistake. They get too many problems at hand, and they try to solve this problem and don't focus on building the team. Right? So 25%, I would say your time should go in building the team if you're scaling, right? But if initial days, of course, before team, it's a product market fit. So once you have product market fit, you need to actually experiment quickly. Things are working, you build the team and start moving fast. I think I would say that is common for everyone.
And just to add to that, of course, building team is irrespective. From start till the end, you have to do that. I think I'm very sure 50% of your time is also going building team. Same as for me. The other thing is basically making sure that everybody whom you have already gotten the team is aligned to you. A lot of times, things go disarray. People start focusing on things which probably should not matter to the company a lot. And hence, always keeping sure that everybody is focused on one particular direction, one particular energy. That also takes a lot of time to ensure that you are deprioritizing a lot of things for others, not just for yourself. Help your team deprioritize things for them. The things which are important will automatically come.
Yeah, maybe with 2021, what has happened in the market is now not only building team, aligning team, and retaining the team.
On that note, thank you both of you.
Thank you, sir.
I learned so much of this panel, and I'm hoping all of you guys learned as well.